Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. Hope you guys are all doing well today. I do want to give you guys an update on what is happening with Bitcoin today and, of course, the entire crypto market. In today's video, I do, of course, want to show you guys a fair few charts for Bitcoin. Where can we expect Bitcoin to head next, in the next, upcoming few days, next upcoming few weeks, okay, even in the next upcoming few months, guys, okay, because as I told you guys, I really do believe this year, 2025, okay, will be an amazing year for Bitcoin and crypto. Okay, I do believe Bitcoin will be reaching new highs, okay, and I do believe alt season will be starting very, very soon. I know I keep saying that, but obviously we have in fact been seeing a delay happening for alt season. But just recently, guys, okay, we saw Ethereum, okay, pumping, skyrocketing, and Ethereum right now is coming up to like almost 2.8 to even $3,000. Okay, it's looking pretty good for Ethereum. Ethereum is skyrocketing. As I told you guys, when we do see alt season starting, we will see Ethereum leading the way because Ethereum is the king of altcoins. Okay, as we know, Ethereum is the largest altcoin out there right now in the crypto market. Okay, and yes, Ethereum has in fact been skyrocketing, guys. Okay, so this is a sign, okay, that alt season is about to begin, and the Bitcoin dominance has in fact been dropping, which is a good sign for alt season, guys. So let's talk about it, guys. Okay, let's talk about it. There is in fact a fair few things that I do want to talk about for today's video. So Bitcoin right now, guys, okay, just below $104,000 right now. It's holding out $103.9 thousand. So looking pretty good for Bitcoin, not too bad. We actually saw Bitcoin yesterday dropping to as low as 100K, right? But it is in fact bouncing back up. Okay, you guys can clearly see that. So it is still holding up very, very well, guys. Okay, and who knows, okay, maybe in the next few days, yes, we could potentially see a correction for Bitcoin going back down below 100K. That is very, very possible, guys. Okay, but even if that does happen, right, it doesn't matter, okay, because you guys understand Bitcoin will eventually just bounce back up. I told you guys many, many times that either way, okay, we're gonna see Bitcoin reaching back up to its previous highs of $109,000, which is its previous high. And guess what? It's not gonna stop there. Okay, it's gonna break that resistance and it's gonna shoot up even higher, reaching a new high. Okay, I've been telling us this many, many times now that Bitcoin will skyrocket to a new high sooner than you think. Okay, so understand that, guys, right? $109,000 for Bitcoin is not the top. As I told you guys many times, the top is not in yet. In fact, there is in fact a chart that I do want to show you guys that Bitcoin will eventually break that resistance of $109,000 and it will reach a new high. Okay, that is bound to happen, right? Now, the crypto market today, right, it is slightly moving overall. It's up almost 3%. I mean, look at Ethereum today. Okay, I believe a couple of hours ago we did actually see Ethereum reaching not $3,000, $2.7 thousand. Yeah, actually did, right? You have to clearly see that right now, slightly below it. But yeah, it's been looking pretty good for Ethereum, right? As we all know, guys. Okay, it's been looking absolutely amazing for Ethereum. Like, look at this pump, guys. Okay, and this is the daily time frame, right? And yeah, it's looking absolutely amazing so far for Ethereum. Okay, and look at it, right? Past 24 hours, Ethereum is up 9%. Okay, and Bitcoin is up 1%. Like, Ethereum is pumping way more than Bitcoin for the past few days. Like, if we go to the 7 days, if we look at the week, okay, Bitcoin is up 7%, and look at Ethereum, 46%. Okay, so if we compare that with Bitcoin, obviously Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin for the past few days, right? So all season is looking like it's about to begin, guys. Like, it is gearing up. Okay, it really, really is, guys. Like, the Bitcoin dominance as well. Just look at this, right? The Bitcoin dominance has in fact been dropping. We saw it above 65%, okay, a couple of days ago, and it's been dropping ever since, okay, for the past few days. So, right now it's at 62%. So obviously it has in fact been dropping, but we really gotta see a drop, guys. Like, when we go to the weekly time frame, like, we really gotta see the Bitcoin dominance having a drop, okay? Because as I told you guys many times, when we do see the Bitcoin dominance having a drop, that is pretty much when alt season will begin. So when we saw the Bitcoin dominance dropping right over here back in 2017, that's when alt season started to happen. Same with all the way down over here back in early of 2021, right? So we're going to see a massive drop happening, guys, okay, for the Bitcoin dominance. Okay, and when we do, that is when alt season will pretty much begin. But yeah, the Bitcoin dominance has in fact been dropping. You know, Ethereum has in fact been pumping right back up to almost $3,000, and soon enough it's gonna go back up to, you know, its previous highs, even reaching a new high. I do believe that will eventually happen for Ethereum. So it's all about patience, guys. Like, hey, I hope you guys, you know, didn't lose faith for Ethereum. Now, the Fin Greed Index today is currently at 73, still in greed mode. Okay, so absolutely amazing to see. Yesterday was at 70, of course, in greed mode. Last week was also in greed mode at 67, and last month was in fear, okay, at 31. So obviously, the sentiment has obviously changed for the past few weeks. So that is a thumbs up. Okay, we are now back in the greens. Okay, there's a lot of greed in the market, so looking pretty good, guys. Okay, and the Bitcoin monthly returns. So far for Bitcoin this month of May, it is up 10%. Okay, yesterday we saw it up like, I believe, 8%, but today is now back up at pretty much 10%. So it is looking pretty good for Bitcoin, guys. Okay, so far for this month in May, even in Q2, right? Bitcoin is up 25%. Look at Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum is now up 46% for Q2. So looking pretty good. I do believe Q3, Q4 will be some, you know, amazing times as well for Bitcoin and crypto. So yeah, we will have to see about that, right? Now, let's get into these charts. Starting off with this one. This just shows you guys that, you know, there is not a lot of Bitcoins left on exchanges. Okay, you guys clearly see that. Okay, so understand. Okay, miners aren't selling. Okay, they're not selling Bitcoin or anything like that. Soon enough, we're gonna see a supply shock happening. Okay, so this just shows you guys, okay, that soon enough, later on, who knows when, but soon enough, okay, down in the future, right, potentially in the next few years down the road, you know, we cannot buy Bitcoin on exchanges because there is just not enough Bitcoins to go around for everyone. Okay, we know Bitcoin has a supply limit of 21 million Bitcoins. That is it. Okay, we can't create anymore or anything like that. Okay, we know Bitcoin, okay, is very, very limited. And this is what I always tell you guys, right? Ever since I started my YouTube channel back early 2022, I've been telling you guys, I've been begging you guys to accumulate at least one full Bitcoin, because this one full Bitcoin will change your life, guys. Like, if you're just a regular person like myself and you want to be wealthy one day, I really do believe by owning a full Bitcoin will get you there. You will, you know, become pretty wealthy one day down in the future. Okay, and that is not financial advice, guys. Always do your research, okay, because we know Bitcoin will be a digital asset that's going to be worth millions of dollars one day. Okay, not just 1 million, but millions of dollars per Bitcoin. Call me crazy, I don't care. It's going to happen. Okay, so yes, a supply shock is going to be happening for Bitcoin at any moment now, a few years down the road for sure. Okay, because, you know, there is not enough Bitcoins in exchanges. Okay, you guys clearly see that, right? So this chart that I want to show you guys, that Bitcoin is going to have a breakout. Okay, and this is where Bitcoin is right now. Okay, and all we have to see for Bitcoin is breaking this resistance. Okay, so once Bitcoin does break this resistance line, it's going to be shooting up to a new all-time high, right? That's what you guys have to understand here. Okay, that's what this chart is in fact showing us here. So when we do see Bitcoin pumping back up to $109,000 its previous highs, and it breaks this resistance line right over here, it's going to shoot higher. Okay, understand that, guys. So it is bound to happen, right? Now, understand, okay, we may not see Bitcoin pumping back up to, you know, its previous highs, right? You know, maybe in the next like few days, you know, maybe short term, just like what this chart is in fact showing us here, that we could potentially see Bitcoin going back down below 100K. It's showing $99.5 thousand, which is the trending upward. So this line right over here, okay, this is the level to watch. You know, we could potentially see Bitcoin dropping back down below 100K, but like I said, it doesn't matter if it does, right? Because it will eventually bounce back up. Understand, guys, 109 for Bitcoin is not the top. We're going to see Bitcoin pumping to a new high, 120, 150, 180 to even $200,000 per Bitcoin. It can happen, even beyond 200K. Very, very possible, right? Understand that, guys. So it doesn't matter if we do see Bitcoin dropping back down below 100K. It really does not matter. If it drops to 99K, 98, 97, does not matter. It's eventually going to bounce back up. Okay, and I'm expecting corrections. Bitcoin has in fact been pumping pretty hard lately. Even Ethereum, like how fair few alts have been pumping as well. So it is to be expected that we do see corrections, because usually when the crypto market does pump very, very hard, okay, it's going to have a correction eventually. Okay, and this is healthy. Remember, guys, corrections, pullbacks, okay, are healthy. We need to see corrections. Okay, so it doesn't matter, okay, if we do see Bitcoin going back down below 100K, it's going to bounce back up, okay? So don't be fearful, guys. When we do see a dip happening for Bitcoin, if it does drop back down to, 100K or below 100K, take that as an opportunity to accumulate more, to buy more Bitcoin, right? So that is that, okay? Every dip is a gift at this point. Now, yes, okay, Bitcoin new all-time high is loading, okay, and you guys clearly see this chart is pretty much showing us here that Bitcoin has in fact been forming this beautiful uptrend that I've been talking about ever since, early of 2023, okay, so we know Bitcoin did reach a low back in late of 2022, in November and December. It went down to like 15K to 16K. Then ever since then, it had a beautiful recovery. Okay, ever since, like I said, the beginning of 2023 to where we are right now, Bitcoin has in fact been forming this beautiful uptrend. Okay, so it's creating a high, right? We've been seeing a lot of high highs, even lower low, higher low, higher low, and a higher low, right? You guys clearly see that. And it's also showing us here that the weekly RSI is still has room to go before hitting the trend line, right? You guys clearly see this. Okay, this is RSI, and it still has a lot of room for reaching this trend line. Okay, so understand Bitcoin is bound to go much, much higher. Okay, the Bitcoin price is ready to go higher, guys, and it's going to lead to a new all-time high, right? So Bitcoin holders, be ready for that. Okay, be ready for that. And this is the last thing that I want to show you guys, because I've seen this many, many times. A lot of people right now are buying Bitcoin, right? And when Bitcoin was below 50K, right, when Bitcoin was at 20K or even below 20K, not a lot of people were buying. I remember, guys, back in 2022, and you can look back in my videos, okay, the videos that I've uploaded back in 2022, even back in 2023, I was buying Bitcoin, and I showed you guys proof, right, that I was buying Bitcoin. You guys can actually see how much Bitcoin I am buying, right? I am accumulating. So go back to my videos, right? I even made a whole playlist of me buying Bitcoin, buying altcoins, right? So I show you guys majority of the time when I'm buying into Bitcoin, into Casper, into Ethereum or anything like that, I show you guys how much I am buying, okay? Just to show you guys proof that I am accumulating, right? And buying and investing into crypto. Anyways, at that time, guys, a lot of people were scared. A lot of people were fearful. Okay, there was a lot of fear in the market back 2022 and 2023, because obviously that's when Bitcoin was dropping, especially in 2022, right? And during that time, we were obviously in a bear market. And I just remember everyone was saying, that is it for Bitcoin. Bitcoin was like below 20K. I remember there was so much fear in the market. A lot of people were scared and fearful. And I bought, guys. I bought. While others were scared, I bought. While others were fearful, I was greedy. Okay, so understand, guys, there is a lot of FOMO happening right now for Bitcoin. People are buying back into Bitcoin because it's at 100K, right? And recently, a couple months back, it did reach a new all-time high of 109, right? And I'm telling us this right now, the people that are still not buying into Bitcoin right now, while Bitcoin is above $100,000, they will FOMO. I'm telling us right now, I've seen this many times. They will FOMO in when Bitcoin is at a new high, 120, 130, 150, 180 to even 200K and beyond. People will FOMO. Okay, a lot of people like to FOMO in. For some reason, it's just how humans operate, right? They like to buy into the markets when it's pumping, when it's in the greens, everyone's talking about it, news articles are talking about it, everyone's talking about it. that's when they like to buy in. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out, right? But don't be that guy, guys. Just simply DCA into Bitcoin. Okay, it's that simple, right? So that being said, I appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. Give this video a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to the channel. That is always appreciated. And yeah, I will catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.